Hi everyone, I'm Tori, an adult doll collector, and I create videos for the enjoyment of other adult doll collectors and doll enthusiasts. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. Now today's video is going to be a little bit different than I normally put out here on my channel. But we're going to be talking about something that may be slightly inflammatory in the doll community. Now, this video is not meant to be that. It's meant to be informative. I think that everybody has a right to this information and should know this information so that you can make a decision for yourself. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to put this information out there for all of you. I saw a very informative video the other day talking about Temu, AliExpress, Shein, and brands that are very similar to those, the materials that they use to make these products. A lot of these products are counterfeit products. They're meant to imitate other products and other brands as well. So I think that this is an important discussion to have because these brands, Temu, AliExpress, they have reproduced Reborn doll kits illegally and are selling them. Now, listen, I know that this topic is extremely inflammatory. Today, we're not going to be talking about the morals of this subject. We're not going to get into that. What we're getting into is just talking about if these doll kits and dolls may be toxic or not. Will they make you sick? Do Temu and AliExpress adhere to any type of safety standards? What are the chances that these dolls could be toxic to your health? That is what we are talking about today. Now, but before I get into my thoughts on this, I will link in the description, the comment section, everywhere I can on this video, the video that I'm talking about. I want you all to go and watch it. Don't just listen to my video. Please go watch that video. Learn about their findings. Somebody did some in-depth research on these brands. They took a lot of these counterfeit / knockoff products, not talking about dolls. We're talking about just all their products in general, and tested them. They tested the real products alongside the knockoff products that were made in the same factory. They talk about customers' experiences with the cheap products from these businesses and so on. It's extremely informative and it does tie into the doll community because of the knockoff Reborn kits that you will find on those websites that have become very popular. Now, first of all, some points that I want to note here. What I gathered from that video, they do not adhere to safety testing and standards. Now, each country has their own set of safety testing, safety standards when it comes to materials and things that can be in products. And of course, different types of products have different types of safety standards as far as like when we're talking about cosmetics or things that go on the skin or toys or whatever it is, right? But these companies have found a way to get around the safety testing and safety standards by selling directly to the buyers. That video goes much more into depth about that whole thing. But when they tested the real products against the counterfeit products, the levels of toxic materials in the counterfeit products is so concerning. I know that some people still do not care when it comes to materials in their products or in things they come in contact with daily in their homes, but I know a lot of people are starting to notice the health impacts that these things have and to care about it. And that's why I wanted to put this out there. Some people argue that when they're arguing for the counterfeit dolls, they say, oh, the sculptors are being really greedy. That's why they cost so much when you buy an authentic kit. But most likely what's going on here is that Temu, AliExpress, they are using cheap, toxic fillers in these kits, and therefore they can sell them for cheaper. Another thing that we have to be thinking about is who is creating these products. These companies have allegations of child labor, etc., and so we have to be mindful of that as well. I mean, think about it. If a product is so cheap for you to buy, why is that? There has to be a reason. The company has to have a good margin of profit for them to sell it to you even at that small price. There's a reason for that. Probably multiple reasons for that. And so it's just something that's food for thought, something that everybody should be thinking about. So my question for you is, what is the real cost of this doll, of these dolls? What is the real cost? You may pay $50 for this doll, and that's cheap. And then what's the real cost? Could it be cancer down the line? Just being sick, some type of sickness, skin burns from coming in contact with the doll? What could be the real cost of these toxic materials in these doll kits? It's just something to think about. Another thing I want to point out is most of us doll collectors, adult or children, for those of you who are mothers or grandmothers and you're buying these for your children or grandchildren, those children are probably going to be hugging that doll, kissing that doll. If you know that these brands have these practices of making their products, their knockoff / counterfeit products, with toxic materials, do you want your child to be handling a doll like that? Even for those of you who only buy clothing for your dolls off of Temu, AliExpress, or Shein, please think about this and go watch that video as well, because it's very important information for you to know. Now, let's talk about some alternatives, especially for those of you who are parents or grandparents and you want to purchase a lifelike doll for a child, but you just don't know where to go, where to find an affordable alternative. Now, I talk about these dolls many, many, many times on my channel. I will never stop ranting and raving about how amazing they are. Behringer dolls. You can find them from anywhere from $20 in the US up. Okay, they have so many different sizes, ethnicities, anything you can think of, and you can customize these dolls for a very small price so that they come out being very Reborn-like. Now, Behringer, they are safe. They have been safety tested. They adhere to safety standards, or at least those here in the US. I know that each country is different. They are BPA free. They just overall, I've never had any issues with them. They have been an amazing company. I love buying their dolls. I've done a whole series on my channel modifying, or I guess you could say customizing these dolls, putting them on a new weighted cloth body and making them as Reborn-like and realistic as possible on a very small budget. You can make an amazingly lifelike Behringer doll customized for under $40. I've done a whole series of that with 2 different dolls recently. So go back and watch those if you're interested in how to do that. Other options that I always talk about are Ashton Drake galleries, Paradise galleries. You can find vintage dolls that are very realistic, such as Lloyd Middleton dolls, Lee Middleton dolls, and more. Now, a lot of these dolls, such as Lloyd Middleton or Lee Middleton dolls, are even sculpted by some of our original Reborn doll sculpting artists. I found one recently at a doll show for a very affordable price, sculpted by Adri Stoetti. I have some that are sculpted by Riva Schick, who is a very well-known Reborn doll kit sculptor. So there are many, many options out there that are very affordable and safe for you and for children you may be buying these dolls for. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I hope that it was informative and it helped you all find this information. Like I said, I think everybody needs to look into this and see this information. Please go watch that video. Please, please, please. And if you would like to, go watch the video, come back, and let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section. Now, I have one thing to say though about that. Remain respectful, always in my comment section. You can have an opinion, you can talk in my comment section, but you cannot disrespect each other. Thanks for watching, everyone.